Supercross World Championship and AMA Monster Energy Supercross. Rules of the room, if you could please state your name and affiliation, you know the drill, and as soon as you ask a question, please pass that mic around. We'll also welcome questions from our media joining us online. And today for the 450 class, your podium, Chase Sexton, Cooper Webb, Ken Roxon. Chase, congratulations on a perfect day. You know, points-wise, championship-wise, the big scope today was a really significant one. How much was that on your mind today, if at all? Maybe you shut it out even.
I mean, all I can do is really win from here on out. I mean, there's not much else that I can do. So, yeah, today was good. I hadn't won a real main event since Anaheim won. So it's been a while, and I just wanted to get that win on a normal main event again and just try and ride good the whole race. So track was tough. Came into the first turn with AP, and I think I cut him off maybe a little bit too much and took him down, and I went way wide. So had my work cut out for me, but overall the ride was good. Had a really good flow going, and just kind of let it come to me today. So that was nice.
Well done, Chase. Questions from the media. We'll start with Dan Beaver.
Dan Beaver, NBC Sports for Cooper. Chase did what he had to do by winning. You did what you had to do by finishing second to him. How interesting or how fun is it to be embroiled in this type of a battle where you guys are just keep closing and lengthening the gap?
Yeah, it's been a wild year for sure, and even that main event, we both got caught up in that first turn, and it was like a mad dash of both of us going through the pack, and I think that was pretty cool looking back. You know, we made some good passes, and you know, he was putting some urgency on me when he would make a pass. I'd have to go, and so yeah, it was definitely a unique race. It's been a while since I've had to come through the pack like that, and you know, you're fighting that like fine line of riding the track hard, but trying to get around guys and trying to be smart but go fast. And yeah, he obviously outrode me tonight and charged to the front and got the win. So definitely put me on my heels, but like you said, to be able to get second and minimize the damage is always a positive for sure.
Michael.
Michael Antonovich with Course Heading. If you all three could answer this. After last weekend, the worry of rain that we had this entire week, I mean, leaving Foxborough, we were already thinking about how wet this was going to be. Knowing your teams did certain setup things to wonder how bad it would be, and then seeing the track today, what did you guys do to prepare for this? You know, a lot of hurry up, waiting to see how the track was it going to be that bad? And then it turned out really good. So if you three could take us through that.
I mean, I haven't ridden at all until this Thursday. I did just a 20-minute, like, kind of like a fun session, just to, you know, get at least a little bit of time on the bike. So I didn't really care if it was gonna rain or not gonna rain. It doesn't really affect me that much. I think for these guys, you know, being in the championship and that close is definitely, you know, a lot more to think about than for me. I'm a little bit in no man's land right now, which I'm fine with. I need a little bit of help, you know. So yeah, I just did my thing like how I've been the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's never great. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like if it's muddy, it's muddy, but it definitely is a bummer when you have fans and you have, you know, championships and you have all that stuff. Like anything can't happen in the mud. So I do think there's a little bit of worry, mainly just from the motorcycle more than anything. But with that being said, I think this week I was expecting it to be muddy, so I was super stoked when it wasn't. And the track, like I said, the track crew did an awesome job to have us have a dry track. I'm still pretty mind blown. So yeah, we star's pretty crazy. They went all in and we flooded our tracks this week and we rode mud all week. So it was pretty interesting when we got here and it was pretty dry. So that was nice.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I didn't have the greatest race last weekend, so I was hoping for a dry race, and just so we can go out there and battle like we know how. Last week was kind of, for me at least, I don't know, AP might say something different, but I was just trying to make it around the track, and I've never really been in that situation before. I feel like normally mud races, you're kind of like, you can still kind of race, but last weekend it was just full survival mode. It was kind of, when I've seen bobcats on the track trying to drag bikes off, that's normally not a good thing. So it was nice that the track was dry. They did a really good job, and yeah, hopefully next weekend, I haven't looked at the weather, but hopefully it's dry. And these Northeast races, in this time of the year, you don't know what you're going to get. It can be really wet or it can be perfect, so we'll see.
Scott.
Scott, you already drove moto now. Cooper,
How much of the
race was
like just like
managing the second place, or were you
still trying to push forward and like, get the win?
No, yeah, I was going for it. I mean, like I said, we were kind of coming through together, and you have a fine line of risk management, but it was, you know, all out effort, and yeah, I saw it coming and he executed. You know, we knew we were catching Kenny, and I knew if he got around Kenny, he was gonna try to really throw down some good laps, and that's exactly what he did, right? And he executed it perfectly. So, you know, like I said, bummed because I kind of was with him the whole race, and then was able to kind of lose that gap, and it kind of stayed there. So, with that being said, though, yeah, I mean, that was everything I had, trying to win, and same thing. I feel like we were riding the limits with what the track would give us, and I think we had a good pace going, that's for sure.
Do you have a sense of where on the track you were losing time?
Yeah, for me it was that flat turn before mechanics. I was sticking to that inside and kicked myself in the butt, you know, for keep taking that. I finally changed it, but just too late, and felt good everywhere else. He was doing that quad early that I started doing, and that really helped. But yeah, that flat turn was really costing me.
Adam.
Adam from Track Talkers. This question's for Ken. In my opinion, you know, those first 5 minutes of the main, I would have said 3-4 races ago that was a win for Ken Roxon. We know you're managing injuries, but take us through. You're leading the main. It's definitely a moment where you can win. How were you in your mind managing those injuries as far as lines or how bad it hurts your foot or your shoulder?
Yeah, honestly, I've been pretty pissed off, like not in the greatest mood in general, like during the week, because I feel like I ain't doing anything, and then I show up on the weekends and I'm just bumming around, you know. It's pretty frustrating because my year was going really well until it wasn't, you know what I mean? And then usually, you know, you deal with an injury for a week or two if you're racing, and usually ends up getting better. And at the moment, it just seems like there's something else coming to it and getting worse. So it's frustrating. And then while I was leading there, honestly, I didn't care about anything. Like, I was just riding, and this track was a big problem for me because it had 5 right-hand turns and 2 left-hand turns, and it is my right ankle. Like, I think if the track was a little bit more in my favor, as in not so many right-hand turns, and I could push, like on the left, I can rely on my left leg and push it more. Right now, I'm kind of just waiting until I'm straight, and then I'm getting on the throttle because I just cannot afford that quick, like, dab down with my foot. So, I don't know, this sucked. Like, I'm honestly the most miserable in practice because you have no adrenaline and nothing going on. So then when the races come, I'm usually always fine to at least go out and send it a little bit. But in practice, I'm freaking miserable. Don't even want to do it.
We'll welcome some questions from our online media, starting with Brent.
Yeah, Brent Bowser, Whiskey Thermal Media. My question is for Coop. Coop, obviously you followed Chase through the pack, and you know you were keeping an eye out on him the whole time, and you were close with him. Was there a worry that you were going to lose touch with him, or were you okay with the position you were being in, you know, with a 15-point lead, knowing that if you could finish behind him, that you could wrap this championship up? Was there urgency, or were you content with where you were at?
I think for me, it's, you know, we're just trying to keep it race by race. So there was definitely urgency. Like I was going for the win, and that's why I think you saw pretty mad at the podium, right? Like I got beat straight up. So I think more for me, I'm a competitor, so I just want to go out there and do my best, which I did tonight, but get that wins and try to keep winning. And so yeah, I think it's one of those things that it's always great to be in the lead, in my opinion, because you have a little bit of wiggle room. But with that being said, I think tonight there was an urgency just to like stay with them and try to make it a head-to-head race at the end, and I wasn't able to get close enough to make that happen.
Jonathan.
Question for Chase. Chase, a few months ago you mentioned you were watching videos of Stephen Everett. Just spoke to Stephen about that, and he was quite happy that 20 years later this generation of riders are learning from him. What have you learned from him, and what have you put into your riding over the last few months that you've seen him riding on videos from 20 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was so different than everybody else back in the day, because you see so many guys, or not a lot of guys, but there's a few of them that ride that way, but he was doing it back before anyone even thought about doing that kind of stuff. So I think the biggest thing for me was when they raced designations and he passed James on the outside a few times standing up, which was cool. And it helps. I mean, in the ruts, especially in outdoors, like tonight, that turn before the mechanics area, that was really good for keeping balance and keeping your feet on the pegs. So just trying to implement stuff. And yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, we've done so many motos and so many laps at the practice track. I kind of just try and switch it up and work on technique, ride the track backwards, and kind of try and put that kind of stuff into my riding. You can always be better, and yeah, it was he was a great rider and something that I still look at to this day.
Thank you.
Nick.
Thanks, Haley. Nick Blackman, Winner's Take, y'all. This question's for Kenny. Ken, I know you're a little frustrated with this and not getting to ride a whole lot, but you're still doing awesome. Is there anything during the week physically that you do rehab-wise to get ready for the race, even though since you can't ride as much?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing some therapy, and I'm cycling a lot. Like I love running, but I'm not running just because of the ankle. I don't want to aggravate it more. And that's what the most frustrating thing is, because it feels fine when I'm walking or cycling, you know what I mean? Like it's not, you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but on the gym side of things, I haven't been able to do that much just because the shoulder, I just got to kind of lay off of things. It is the way it is right now, right? So I'm playing with the kids and cycling and just kind of, trying to keep my head high, and it is tough because I feel kind of useless a little bit during the week, but yeah, we got 4 races to go, so we just gotta keep doing our thing.
Thanks.
Time for one more. Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Alex Gobert, MotoOnline.com. For Chase, can you talk us through what was going through your mind when you were navigating the lap traffic? Obviously, line selection was critical, but knowing that Cooper was in second position, not too far back, what was that like for you in those kind of closing laps?
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, like Coop said, both were pretty far back off the start, and I passed him, kind of blocked him before the double, and then I knew exactly where he was. He was right behind me. I can hear him. That Yamaha's pretty loud, so I knew he was going to be fighting all the way to the end. That's the type of racer he is. He's strong, and yeah, so I knew I was in for a long main event, but just trying to pick off my laps and not do anything crazy. I missed the double 1 lap, and that was really my only mistake. So just try to kind of pick off laps. It was kind of a hard track to push on. You really had to be patient, and there was some separation, but it wasn't crazy. So you really just had to inch away at 1 lap at a time. So, and then once I got in the lead, I feel like we were kind of, I don't know how far we were into that race, but maybe halfway. I feel like we ran into lappers after that, so I never felt like I even led the race. I was just kind of trying to pick my way through people, and thankfully the lappers were pretty good tonight. I had a few run-ins, but nothing crazy, and yeah, just try to be smart and know when to push and know when to kind of back off a little bit.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll see you in East Rutherford.